So in order to proceed, we're receiving the Jenang of Dorje and Namjom. There are two types of activities. There is a set of activities to be conducted by the master of the ceremony and a set of activities to be conducted by the students. So first of all, in terms of the activities of the initiating master, Rinpoche has done the self-generation, has blessed the front generation, has blessed the vase, has made a supplication for the sake of the students, and also has sent out the torma to the interfering spirits. So this has been completed, and then we have the activities of the students. Now for the activities of the students first of all have to rinse their mouth, then they have to offer prostrations. We have done this. And then the third activity is to offer a mandala. So when we offer a mandala, we have to set up certain visualization. First of all, the hall that we are in should not be seen as an ordinary place, but instead it should be visualized as the mandala, the nestable mansion of Bhagavan Dorje and Namjom. And then we have to visualize that the Buddha with all the bodhisattvas and the deity with this entourage is here, right in front of us. In addition, in order to proceed with this ritual, we have to visualize that the initiating master is also Buddha Dorje Namjom. And as we will be offering the mandala, we visualize that we offer our body, our resources, our root of virtue, everything that we enjoy, everything that we possess, with a proper motivation. As we set the motivation, we offer the mandala. Imagine that we offer everything to receive this initiation. In the ritual itself, the text that explains the benefits of this practice, it says that this practice of Dorje Namjom is the one that pacifies negativity, it purifies our negative karma, it increases our lifespan, it increases our merit, it destroys all interfering spirits, and so forth. So these are the actual words in the ritual, and they describe the benefits of this practice. This ceremony includes the Jenang and also a rinsing, bathing, purification ritual. It has not only great benefit for the individual who receives it, but also it affects very positively the location, the place. So this country will be very favorably affected in the sense that any inauspicious, any dangerous epidemic, fear of earthquakes, sickness, disease, and so forth, all of these will be pacified. The thing is that humans engage in negative activities, and through carelessness and negative activity, they affect the lords of the land. So the lords of the lands are non-human beings that have control of this particular area or keep an eye of this area. So through our careless activity, we actually harm them, or we might cause illness to them, or we might insult them. As a result, they give disease and illness to us. And also we notice that perhaps the water becomes scarce, the earth becomes unstable in a location when there is such sort of incidents occurring. So by receiving this practice of Dorje Namjom, and in particular by performing the cleansing, bathing ritual, what we do is not only do we benefit ourselves, but we heal and we restore our good relationship with non-humans. So gods who reside above the earth, humans and other animals who abide on the earth, on the ground, nagas, who live below the ground, different spirits, all of those who might have been affected through our activities, who are experiencing sickness and so forth, they are healed through this practice. And when they are healed, they also show their appreciation by not causing any obstacles and by supporting us and making everything auspicious for us. In particular, the part of the ritual which is the bathing healing ceremony, this is a practice that is very beneficial against stroke. So I'm using the word stroke because it's it's a term that we understand in English. It's a standard term, but it has a broader meaning in Tibetan. It means any type of blockage or obstruction. So whether it is with your blood, your veins, the brain, and so forth. So all of this, whether you have already been affected, it can be removed and pacified, but also it can protect us in the future so that we will not be affected from any of this type of disease. Also, there are documented many cases of people who have been affected by these different types of blockages, and they relied on Western medicine, but they did not see an improvement in the situation. But when they received the blessing of the bathing ritual with Dorje and Namjom, they experienced great improvement. In particular, Kangurwa Geshe Topke, who was a great, let's say, master and propagator of this practice. He practiced it, he gave it freely again and again to many individuals, and there are many recorded cases of people who became improved dramatically from receiving this bathing ceremony from him. So Khen Rinpoche also has the connection and has received this from Kangurwa Geshe Topke, has been practicing for the last about 20 years and has seen many cases how it can be so beneficial. There is also another tradition, another ritual within the Buddhist community that once a child is born, the child as well as the two parents, they receive this bathing, cleansing ritual. Also, when our teacher Buddha Shakyamuni was born in Lumbini, immediately upon birth, the various gods and goddesses offered bath. Actually, this is a verse that is commemorated and is recited very often in texts. So often we recite this verse, we say, just as the gods offered bath immediately upon birth, and so forth, and it commemorates that event. And you could say that the origin or the start of this tradition of the bathing healing ceremony goes back to that event. So actually, to receive the great benefit of this Jenang, of these blessings, there are certain requirements from the part of the Lama who gives this, and also there are requirements from the part of the students who receive it. So the students must have great faith and great aspiration, have the wish to receive this and do the practice. For the Lama himself, he must have done the action permitting retreat and must have this as a main practice. They must have cultivated the practice. So in terms of the lineage, Rinpoche has received this practice now almost 40 years ago and has continuously cultivated the practice. The first time he received it from Kyabche Jime Rinpoche, and he received the initiation from the Surka Gyatsa. This is a text with collection of initiations. So he received this particular deity from Surka Gyatsa. Later on, he received this initiation from another collection of texts, the Rinchung Gyatsa, from Dakpo Rinpoche, and again Kangurwa Geshe Togme. So Rinpoche did the action permitting retreat on this deity on 2001, so that was 23 years ago. And from that day onwards, he has done continuous self-generation every day, unbroken practice of the deity. From that perspective, Rinpoche says I feel qualified, and that's why I'm here today to give you the Jenang in that particular deity, Dorje Namjom. So we mentioned that from the side of the students there are certain prerequisites, and the most important among them is of course to have interest, but number one is faith. We require to have faith to the teacher, faith for the teachings, for the Lama, for the deity. This is a practice of great Tantra. And when we receive the mantra, we have already talked about the great benefits, the great power of this mantra. Definitely, when we receive this blessing, will become a basis that can develop the siddhis in the future. We can develop great wisdom and so forth. However, the most important thing at this stage is to have faith, because faith gives us the openness to receive the blessing. So one very important element is that obviously we have accumulated a lot of negativity, and as a result of this we experience illness and other difficulties. When we receive the Jenang, and following the Jenang we receive this cleansing bathing ceremony, it is very important to think in our minds that all my negativities, all my obscurations, all of this has completely been removed. I'm cleansed, I'm healed, I'm clean. So this particular thought, imagining this at the end of the ceremony, is very important. Okay, so as we say, there are two parts in today's ceremony. The first is the Jenang, and the second one is the ritual bath. We do not have much time, and therefore we will not translate every single word of the ritual. So the main points will be explained to you, and so that you can establish the visualization, but then there will be, in between, there will be a lot of recitation in Tibetan that does not need to be translated. So the first thing that we do is we make a request. So we will be repeating the verse in Tibetan. We will be prompted to repeat. But basically the meaning of what we're saying is, please bestow this Jenang upon me. So we have completed everything in this second part, which was the washing, the rinsing, and the guarding. Everything was well established. However, now you can line up and come, because Rinpoche will put on everybody's head the torma for the Jenang, the one that has the photograph, the little photograph of the deity. And also he will sprinkle some of the water, which is the nectar within the vase that has been blessed. There is also extra water from the vase that you can drink and also carry away with you. If you have a water bottle, you can take some of the vase water with you back at home. So this water you can keep for a long time. When you get home, you can actually use it to sprinkle in your house as a blessing. So you can keep it for a long time. It won't go off. Rinpoche is impressed, and thank you everyone, because it was obvious that you had great interest in the Jenang and in the bathing ceremony. So he's thanking you for the interest that you have shown today. So very important, since we have received a Jenang now, to keep the vows and the commitments. Our main commitment here is that we will cultivate that mind, which is a noble mind that says, I will help others, I will benefit others. Or if you renewed your vows, if you do proper engaging bodhisattva vows, please keep your vows and commitments properly. Also, every person has received an image of the deity. So please, this is a holy image. Make sure you put it in a place that is clean, a place that is elevated. Do not put it in the ground or someone, don't toss it away as if it is insignificant. If you treat this image with disrespect, you will be creating negativity. So part of the commitment is to also show respect for the image of the deity. And thirdly, you will receive water from the vase, so from time to time drink it or use it to bless your environment as suitable. Please keep the vows and commitments properly. So what we recited is, I will do exactly as the main one told me to do. So now at the end we offer a Thanksgiving mandala. It will be a short mandala, and as we're coming to the conclusion, make sure you dedicate all the virtue we have created here, collectively, individually, for the remaining of the teachings of our teachers, for the benefit of all sentient beings, and so forth, right? Okay, but now the short mandala, the Thanksgiving mandala.